I'm Natasha Lubczenko. Welcome to Money Wisdom, sponsored by Johnson Brunetti. We're educating you about smart ways to manage your money, and joining us is Eric Hogarth, certified financial planner and Johnson Brunetti partner. Eric, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Natasha. Thank you.
All right, so I love this topic today. You're going to tell us how to inspire female investors when it comes to retirement. Now, is there really a difference in how men and women prepare for retirement?
Yes, there are. I mean, if you look at something just as basic as statistically, women live longer. So the longer you're going to live, the more important it is you have a good plan, because sometimes people have a great plan until they're 80, but if they live till 90, they're in trouble, and you don't want to be in that situation. So yeah, there's some big differences.
Important to know when planning for your future. Now, you say there are actually 4 key reasons that women in particular need to stay on top of their retirement plan. The first one, which you kind of just touched on, is that women actually live longer.
Yeah, so there is such a thing in investing in financial planning called longevity risk. And even 20 years ago, people didn't talk about it as much. And it's having a good financial plan and then just living way longer than you thought you were going to. Like, you look at something like Social Security, which when it was introduced, you had to be 65 years old to get your benefit. And if you were born the year in which Social Security is introduced, statistically, you're only supposed to live to be 64. Now people live to be 100. You know, I just had someone that we worked with pass away 3 days before her 102nd birthday. So yes, women live longer, and you need your plan to work well as long as you need it to.
Wow, yeah, living longer is a good thing, but definitely you need a plan in place. So next is that women also carry more debt.
Yeah, so this was something, as we started to read into it, I didn't previously know this, but women hold 2/3 of student loan debt. And if we look at a different, well, is that really the case? Because when I first saw that, I was like, really? But managing debt is a part of investing as well. You know, there's good debt, there's bad debt, but having an understanding about, some folks can feel like they're spinning the wheels or going backwards, putting all their money towards debt when they feel like they should be saving. But sometimes it is more important to get rid of that bad debt first. So having a plan for debt, good and bad.
Right. That is interesting, that statistic, 2/3. I did not know that. And now this is also a concerning one, but something we need to unfortunately consider, in that women continue to earn less.
Right. So there's different ways to look at this about earning less. I brought up Social Security before. Social Security is based on paying into the Social Security system over a long number of working years. Well, more often than not, in a family planning situation, it's often the moms who end up taking a break, earning less money, or maybe leaving entirely. You know, my mom, growing up, my mom was a retired school teacher, but you know, I'm the oldest of 3, and at a certain point, my mom was not earning an income and working real hard at home all day, every day. But if you're not paying into Social Security, your future income from that system will not be as much money. So that's another consideration. So the less you might have in traditional retirement income is the more you have to save and invest so you can rely more on yourself.
Right. And then finally, you say it's important for women to just understand what they earn.
You know, when we look at traditional retirement planning 50 years ago, and some people assume, well, everyone back then had pensions, which was not really the case, but certainly a heck of a lot more people had pensions back then than do now. You know, and when you look at what your retirement is going to be, your income sources are, maybe you have a pension, which you probably don't, Social Security, and the money that you saved. And the reality is that the only one we have full control over is the money that we're saving. So whether a female investor or a male investor, or whatever your situation is, you have to ensure that you are saving. You know, Warren Buffett says you pay yourself first, whether it's contributing to your plan at work or saving into a bank account, which I know isn't making anything, but if you have money in the bank and your furnace breaks, you don't have to put it on a credit card to fix it. You pay the money out of the bank, and that's more efficient. So talking about what you're earning, it's making sure that you're paying yourself, that you're investing for the future, so that you have control of whatever your future is going to look like.
Sure. And knowledge is really just so important to both empower and inspire. And I know you have a special offer for us today. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's a book. It's 10 tips to help empower women. And it's about having a plan and feeling comfortable addressing these things and figuring out what you need to do so that you can have the financial independence, whatever your future is going to be, that you are in control of it and you can make decisions unencumbered by well, I wish I'd thought about this earlier. The more time that you have, the easier it is to plan, the easier it is to save. When you talk to someone who's 60 and they say, well, I've got to save for retirement, it's a heck of a lot easier if you're 25. And I'm not saying it's ever easy to save money, and life is busy and expensive and all those things. But even if you can save just very little, it'll have a huge impact on your future. So you are never too young to start planning for your future, retirement or not. So again, this book, 10 Tips to Help Empower Women Investors, is specific to some of the challenges that a woman might face. You can get it by going to moneywisdomtv.com. It's absolutely free. So again, that's www.moneywisdomtv.com. And please read it. I know it's going to help. And it'll start to help you with a plan, or just to give you some tips about the plan you already have.
Wonderful. You guys always have such great offers for both men and women. Thank you, Eric Hogarth from Johnson Brunetti. Again, if you would like to learn more, visit moneywisdomtv.com.